So we're working on a 2001 Honda Odyssey, and we ran into a couple of problems because the person didn't use anti-seize and they didn't use some kind of silicone-based grease. So the first problem we ran into is the boot got pulled off of the ignition coil and got stuck down in there. Once that happens, you've got a boot over the top of a spark plug like this, and then when you try to put the socket on there, then the socket won't fit on. Allow me to demonstrate. Denied. It's like the ultimate defense. So this needs to get over this, but with that boot there you can't get into it. So this is at my neighbor's house. Say hi, Chad.
Hi.
I took some silicone spray. It has to be silicone spray, not WD-40, not penetrating oil, not some slick stuff you found on the internet. Silicone spray. Silicone spray lubricates rubber in ways that others don't. When things get stuck, this just does a really good job. So you spray this down the hole, and then you have to do this by braille. And by braille, I mean you can't really see what's going on, but this boot will either stick to the outside or it'll stick to the inside on the spark plug. So when you put the pick down in there, I'll put a link in the description for it. But when you put the pick down in there, you got to find, I just circle it, and I make my way down as I circle. And as you do that, you'll get on the spark plug. And given that you just sprayed silicone down in there, it's going to get all over the pick, and that's going to put the silicone around the spark plug. So I'll just work that around. I'll try to get it as deep as I can until I can feel it hit that hexagonal portion here. And I'll do the same thing around the outside. Once that's all done, you pull this out, go in with the 90-degree end, and it doesn't matter really where you hook it. You just stick it, you find the spark plug, work it down the side of it, grab hold, and it'll pull right off. That boot's not usable anymore, but it'll pull it up and out of the hole. So that's how you fix it when the ignition coil boot gets stuck on the spark plug. So the way you prevent that is you use some silicone grease, and you can either take your spark plug and put a little bit on the tip, but what I like to do is I'll just take it like that. I'll put it on like 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 3, and then I'll take the new spark plug and I'll just run it like that, so the ceramic's all covered with that silicone grease. If you do that, there's no, and then you can just run around the outside if you like, but it's usually to the spark plug that you get an issue. If you do that, then you don't have to go fishing for them. A good mechanic that really knows his stuff will do a tune-up like that. They'll sell it to you in a little packet, you know, like, do you want fries with that at your local AutoZone or wherever you buy your stuff? And they'll overcharge you for it. Just get yourself a can of the good stuff, and you'll have it for pretty much your whole life. I mean, if you work on a car today, probably you'll work on a car sometime in the future. The other thing that we ran into is they had a bunch of rust on the spark plugs, so that when Chad went to pull the spark plugs out, it felt like it was dragging and stripping the plug the whole way out. So I went to test it by putting a new spark plug in, and the new spark plug started to bind because it was so full of rust and so full of little pieces of aluminum that get stripped out. So here's what I did. I took a spark plug and I just buzzed the ground strap off. I buzzed the platinum tip off, and then I cut it with a Dremel tool diagonally like a self-tapping bolt on both sides. Now if you look closely, you can see it's full of rust and aluminum and garbage. And basically I cut that out of this spark plug hole so that it would fit. The hard thing is this is a 5/8 side and it's down a skinny little tube hole. And so if you don't use a spark plug, and the spark plug's steel, we're going into aluminum, it's plenty hard enough to use as a thread chaser. But the other spark plug thread chasers that are this on one end and then the fat 13/16 plug type on the other, there's no way it's going to fit in there, let alone a socket to get on it. So I just use an old spark plug and I cut it diagonally this way. Now bear in mind the threads go this way when you're going clockwise, so make sure that you do it, you know, looking from the top, it's top right to bottom left when you cut it. And that way it'll go in smooth and it'll cut properly. So we're going to take the pick and show you what this looked like before we put it in. You see how it's cut deep? This is all crud and garbage. All of this was just stuck in that. You see this one, all that garbage. So when you cut it, it allows a sharp point to cut all the crud out with, and it gives you that low spot in order to catch it so it doesn't fall down into your cylinder. So it's a pretty clever trick. I use this with normal bolts, even if it's not a spark plug. If a bolt got stripped a little bit at the very top, you can cut it like that and it'll correct the threads in the hole and go in straight. Now, every spark plug manufacturer that I know of tells you not to use anti-seize on a spark plug. Why is that? Well, the reason why is they're liable if you strip a cylinder head by using the torque specifications that they put on the side of the box, or their technique, or whatever procedure. You don't want to strip out an aluminum spark plug hole in a cylinder head because it's oftentimes $1,500 to $2,000 to fix. So they say, play it, well, the lawyers say, play it safe, don't use it. But if you don't use anti-seize, then you get this rusting problem, and then you can strip out the spark plug hole, and then it's not the spark plug company's fault, but you're liable and you have to pay for the cylinder head repair. So how about use a teeny bit, be judicious in how you tighten it down, and then not have the problem to begin with. When you put a little dot like that and you rotate this, you screw it down in there, it goes all the way around and all the way down the plug, just enough to where you don't have a problem. How do you feel about that, Chad?
It's all good.
It's all good. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, this Wildcard Wednesday video. Make sure to tune in a week from today. We're doing a video on the Escort 360 Max. That's that new hotness radar detector. They sent me one before I did a video on, and I've been doing all kinds of cool stuff and testing with it. But anyway, I'm going to do a giveaway for that, so you want to tune in for that a week from today. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing a bunch more giveaways once I get this giveaway thing figured out. So, cheers.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Bonus footage at the end.
All right, this has never happened before, so I had to film it. I actually got one of the big boxes. Hi. Moly. That's heavy. It's mail time. This one's from Charlie Saluski, and he is from Scarborough, Maine. Come on, Maine plate. Come on, Maine plate. Charlie S. Portland, Maine. And his username is Cecil3. Brian, here's a Maine plate for your collection. Keep up the good work. Look at that. Support local agriculture, little farming thing. Thanks, Charlie. C. Vaughn from Tooele, Utah. You guys got to see Tooele, Utah. T-O-O-E-L-E, and they say it Tooele. You know if somebody's from Utah if they pronounce that right, Tooele. Now you know. Sounds like some kind of metal pipe and masonry nails. Just kidding. Holy smokes. Loaded. Brian, hey Brian, my name is Chris, and I have been watching your videos for a few years now. You do a great job with lots of details. Love it. You have saved me a lot of money over the years working on random stuff. Had these in the garage for a few years, and I thought you could use them more than me. Keep up the excellent work, Chris. Chris just won the most plates ever award, and there's even a motorcycle plate in it. Holy smokes. Thanks, Chris. I haven't even looked at them, and I'm already just excited. Wow, he's got a bunch of them. Oh, all right, no pipe and masonry nails. We're okay. Look at, holy smokes. So you got one from Georgia. I'm just going to go through them quick because you guys probably aren't as interested as I am. But Georgia, South Carolina, Utah, Arizona, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Wow, that one's cool. Florida, California, old school. This is like around the time of that earthquake in the Hawaii. Holy crap, dude. North Carolina, Oregon, Missouri, Alberta. I don't even have an Alberta yet. It's heavy. It's like 200 grams. Washington, Illinois. I can't help but pause. California, Nevada, New York, Oregon, Idaho, Newfoundland. Oh, that's some of these. Wow. Okay, that's a vanity plate. That's not actually, but that's still pretty cool. That's going on the wall. Vermont. I don't have a Vermont, so thank you. Oklahoma, Montana, Ski, Utah, Georgia, Utah, I'm spoiled, California, Texas, New Mexico, Washington. I've never seen one like that before. And Nevada. Dude, thanks, Chris.
Bonus footage at the end.
climbed up this. This bike is hurt. Love this section. Dude, shift that. Shift it up and down. It's busted. Every time I ride this bike, I break it. Every time. This thing's such a Frankenstein now. Yeah. Bone saw?
Yeah.
Bone saw is ready. 4 minutes of playtime.
Yeah, 'cause they're all switch matches. This one went down. Straight down instead. I don't think they'd.
Every time I ride this thing, I break it. Every time. At least that's a cheap fix. I'll take it. Yeah? You have a sweet mustache in that shop.
Have you ever sucked your derailleur through your drivetrain?
Yes,
Have a
absolutely.
pin come out your chain, ever done that? You
Oh, yeah.
crank and just rip.
Yep, rink.
Like, that's a $200 break.
Second, something's missing in this picture. We need to add some action to the shot.
There we go.
Now you're hardcore. Smile, she's taking. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Yep, wide angle. Pretty fun. Well, have fun, guys. See ya.